If you keep your man happy, he's healthy, trust me, he will be inspired to work hard for you. If you keep yourself in shape, you respect him, you have food on the table, your place is tidy, he will be inspired to come home to you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of His and Hers. My name is Tuan. This is my lovely wife.
Sim, nice to meet everyone.
Yeah. And guys, we want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts, right? To all the loyal viewers out there, to all the new viewers. Thank you so much. We saw this huge uptick in our subscribers and obviously just our viewing and everything recently, guys. And we want to say thank you so much, right? This is the whole reason why we do it, right? We want to make sure that you guys are getting the truth out there. You know, we're giving you guys the information that you need to have positive outcomes, right? Sometimes it might hurt, like we said, but the truth is the truth, and we want you guys to be able to recognize it. And hopefully by us stating it, you know, it makes a little ding in your head that says, hey, man, you know, I need a change, or, you know, whatever I need to do to improve my life, right? So thank you guys so much from our heart.
There you go.
This is only going to push us to continue to do more, keep giving you guys more content, right? Because that's what we're about. And then hopefully debunking lies too, right? Because there's so many lies.
That's what we're here for. We're like your you know, online type, you know, parents, right? And if parents, you know, love their child, or someone who truly love you, right, want to tell you the truth, right? You know, I mean, if you're that is what we're trying to do here, is give, you know, show the truth out there, and, you know, debunk the lies. And that's what this is videos about. Yes, and you know, and I see that love has increased for us, and I love the comments and feedbacks you guys have, whether it's positive or negative. You know, we're listening. You know, we hear you, we're with you. And I think a lot of you guys are, you know, reaching, you know, out there to want to hear the truth and, you know, debunking, and you know, we love that feedback. We love that you guys are sharing. Continue. So please.
And no BS, like, you know, this is really giving me hope. Right, we talked about hope in one of our other videos, right? I mean, just your guys' response to our videos, to the truth, and, you know, everything is like really giving me more hope that we can really do something about changing the current culture, right? In terms of men and women relationships and just everything else that's going on. So thank you so much. Guys, please, while you're here, right, like this video, right? Subscribe to the channel, comment, share, right? Thank you for all the comments recently. Turn on the notification bell, right? And then please go check out our channel over on TikTok at His&Hers YT.
Will do, yes.
Right? So let's get into it, right? Today we're going to be doing another reaction video. It's about FreshandFit, but
here we go.
They have a special guest on this short clip that we're going to be reviewing, honey. It's Mr. Andrew Tate. You familiar with him?
Nope. Just like you guys, something new. So we got a request on that. So let's
So
dig into it.
A little bit of context for my wife real quick before we get into it. So Andrew Tate is a 4-time world kickboxing champion, right? A man's man, right? Like in terms of metrics, he would definitely qualify as a high value man in terms of metric, finance, fame, right? Fitness, right? He's got all those things going for him. It doesn't, I'll say it like this. Like I agree in a lot of the stuff that he says. Because I've watched his videos. I've watched him like speak on other channels as well too. Funny thing is he's one of like the most banned people on social media. And it's because he's speaking truth out there, right? But, you know, we're going to put our input in terms of what we think about his comments and his reaction. So I think it's going to be good that we add our kind of like our marriage, our couple, our parent type of ideology to this conversation. Okay, guys?
No, I love that. You know, and like we said, we want to debunk the lies, and, you know, we want to speak the truth out there.
And it's good to hear other people out there speaking
other people's
the truth.
opinions, speaking the truth. You know, we feel we're going to connect this together, and let's unravel the truth together.
Cool. So let's begin. The title of this video, real quick, guys, is "A Dark Future is Coming for These Women."
Whoa, okay.
So we'll see what they have to say about that. All right, let's begin.
What a title, huh?
You're 35?
No, I'm saying I'll probably have a kid when I'm 35.
Ooh,
but right now,
that's risky.
I'm 23.
You know, at 35, your ability to bring a child to term is like significantly decreased, right? Like,
see, and if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen.
But in general, carrying a child is risky. Like in general, girls lose their memory, girls lose hair, girls get diabetes, heart failure.
So if you know that it's dangerous to carry a child in general, wouldn't you want to do it when you're at your peak fertility, so it's not going to fuck you up long term?
Makes
I
sense.
mean, it doesn't matter whether you're at your
No, it
peak.
matters.
Like in
really
certain
matters.
ways, it depends on how that person is taking care of their body in reality.
You can push the clock a bit.
Like, yeah.
Okay, so real quick, there's so much going on. I don't want to forget some of these statements of these women. So that girl in red earlier, right? After they told her like 35 is kind of risky, and she's like, well, what happened? Maybe I don't get it. Maybe I do get it. The problem, ladies, is we've talked about this so many times, so we're kind of repeating ourselves, but there is a deadline, right? At a certain point, you cannot, you don't have any more eggs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's obviously in your, after 40, right? But still, it's like, if you have this attitude of like, well, if I never have it, then that's fine.
No.
The problem with these girls is that, and they're young women, the problem is that they're young right now, and they don't realize that by the time they get to 40-something, they're going to want it. And by that point, it's too late. And so that's what you kind of see the problem with these modern women on these shows.
Yeah.
They have that kind of unfortunately, that naive of youth attitude, right? That like, oh, well, I have all the time in the world.
No, you don't.
And
you don't, ladies. Our body and everything, that's why there's statistics. That's why there's doctors' facts coming out there. If you guys want to debunk us on that, go ahead and read. It's just that the child might not be healthy. You might try to debunk us and said, you know what, I've seen people at 40, 50 having child. Well, guess what? That's why those child sometimes, I don't want to say have health issues. You're risking that. You're risking the child to have health issues. And the way she's saying, she's like, well, I don't care if I have a child or not, or if this person or the child is unhealthy or not. Why would you want to take that risk?
Yeah.
So that means she doesn't really, I can tell she doesn't really care if she's a mother figure or not. Right now, it's all about fun. It's about go get your bag, girl. She doesn't seem to care if her child is healthy or not. And
so are you going to? That's another good point my wife just brought up, because like if your thought process is like, I don't really care. Are you really going to train yourself?
Yeah.
Are you really going to pursue the traits, right? Learn to become an actual wife and a mother, right? If you're, once again, we always say like they have no goal in mind, right? So if you have no goal in mind, are you actually going to prepare yourself for that goal?
Well,
we'll see, right?
Let's see what those
maybe
women
that's the
say.
dark feature that they're referring to.
Push the clock, but I'm saying just young or old, it really depends on how you really take care of your body. Because
35 and up, though, are you aware? 35 and up is
yes,
a
it's a
high-risk
high
pregnancy.
risk
And then
pregnancy.
after 30 years old, around 80% of your eggs are gone.
Yeah, which is true. So I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general, for all females, no matter how old you are, it's a risk to carry a child for 9 months.
If you're not gonna,
sorry,
my headphones fell off. If you're not gonna have children, what are you gonna do with your lives? That's a genuine question.
Right,
Keep us.
I mean, a lot of women.
Let's go around the table. That's a good question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, before they answer this question, I just want to touch on what that last woman said.
Yeah.
She's like, in general, that there's always a risk. Come on, guys. You know that as a younger age, the risk is way less.
Way less.
Right? Especially with the
less.
modern, obviously health technology we
Yeah.
have in the medical field nowadays. It's not the risk as it is back in the day,
Yeah.
right? But in terms of the risk of actually having a child, right, it's gonna be way higher when you reach an older age because your eggs are less, your body is not obviously in the same physical capability it is, right? So once again, the modern women always focus on possibilities instead of probabilities, right?
They're just not they just don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah.
Basically, when it comes down to it, you can argue with them, and especially at that young age, they're like, I've got all the time in the world.
Yeah.
I'm ready to party, I'm ready to have fun, and by the time, ladies, I'm sorry to say, you're ready to settle down, you're going to be in your late mid-30s. You're almost 40.
Correct.
What
And also,
high value man that you're
you
looking
go.
for
There you
for
go.
a 6-figure
Correct.
wants to settle down with you when you can't even carry his child.
and you're older.
You're older. Okay, I understand. You guys are, you're in that party mode. I understand that. But if you're
They have the
thinking,
opportunities
yeah,
at a
but you
young
have
age.
I understand.
But once you get older,
But if you're ever in your mind ingrained that you want a child and you want to be a good mom, you want the best outcome for your child, there's a deadline. There's a deadline. Like for me, I knew I always wanted to be a mom. I knew I wanted 2 to 3 kids. And if someone, like say the other partner that I chose doesn't want kids, he's out. Like, I knew what I already wanted to be. So I prepared myself, you know, and that's what a woman should do. You know, if you don't plan to be a mom, well, guess what? Well, hug your cat, your dog, your pillow. You're going to live and die single.
Life is about planning, guys, right? If you don't have any type of plan, any type of goal in your life, the outcome is going to be typically negative.
And I don't want to be negative to you guys, but I'm going to be that person who to tell you the truth. There is a deadline for you. There is a deadline.
Especially for women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, let's see how Leland.
Here.
If I'm not going to have children, travel, just pursue anything that makes me happy, try to make money. I love traveling, so I would probably just
drink cocktails on the beach. Okay, next.
There you
About
go.
the same thing, like travel, focus on my career, things like that. Like my career will become my baby.
This is actually very telling. This is a good question. All right, go ahead.
I'm just gonna be completely honest. I don't know what I would do because that's
Because you want children, because it's important.
That's been that's my dream. That's my goal. Have children.
High five.
You can ask her. I tell her all the time.
Yeah,
Only honest.
I've traveled the world.
honest
I've done
answer.
all those things. Been there, done that. I want my kids. I want to create my legacy. All that good stuff. I want my mini me's.
Oh man, you better hurry up.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
I know, I'm Mr. Right.
You're at the 8th hour.
Damn.
All right.
11.
What about you?
I honestly just want to get right into my career.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Which is a what?
Huh?
Which is a what? That's not
Who
me.
just asked me that?
That's the nigga behind the screen.
I don't
That's
know.
Oh, I was about
Chris, put the camera on you.
Not
I
yet.
was like, who's talking right now? I don't see
The
no
drunk
reason.
nigga behind the screen. What do you want to do in life?
Right now, so I go to the University of Miami. I'm majoring in interactive media. What I want to do with that is build virtual reality simulators for the military. And then I'm also minoring in motion pictures. I'm interested in acting and shit like that.
All right.
Stuff like
All
that.
right.
Yeah.
Lena,
But yeah.
if you don't have kids,
Hey, real quick too. She's wearing a wig, just real quick. I can tell, right? So, just real quick, just because it just caught my attention, right, guys? Ladies, men want natural hair. We've said this all the time, and I'm gonna say it again, right? Men want your natural hair. We don't want wigs. We don't want fake hair. We don't want weaves, whatever you want to call it. We don't want freaking purple, pink hair, right? I get it. Like, you guys think it's cool, but we don't want that. Just letting you guys know that.
kids, what are you gonna do? Or is that the goal?
It's the goal, because
Kids,
like I want
okay.
somebody to take care of me when I'm old. That's the whole thing of life. Somebody to take care of you because who's gonna change your diapers?
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
I want kids regardless.
Okay,
Hopefully I have
Miss
enough
Cuba,
money.
what about you?
Do whatever the fuck I want.
okay.
It doesn't matter.
Which is what would that be? That
I'm
we're
not-
asking. We're asking what is it the fuck that you
I'm
want
not
to do?
saying that I don't want to have kids, but if I decide not to, well, I plan on becoming a doctor. So I'm just my career.
Your career.
I'm
Okay.
passionate about it, so
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay. Wait, you're in med school already?
No.
Oh, you're trying to. Okay, you're gonna go. Okay. Cool. You want to be a doctor? What about you? Germany?
I have a kid. It was the best thing that ever happened to me, and I want more.
Okay. Fair enough.
Fresh.
Tran. What about you?
What the fuck, nigga? Are you stupid?
What the hell happened?
Bro, you stupid, dog?
What happened?
Nah, he's retarded.
Okay.
Nah, that's cool.
All right, go ahead.
Probably similar answers. I probably surrounded myself in the most community that I could if I didn't
Okay.
have that.
So you do want. Okay, so you don't want
but
kids.
do you want kids,
Do you want kids?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, you do. Okay. All right.
A life without children is vapious, and it's inane, and it's pointless. And you may sit here and think that your career matters, but the truth is that your job will fire you at a whim and not give a second, don't give a solitary shit. And when you're 52 and you're past it with no grandchildren in a house by yourself, and all your friends have grandchildren in this beautiful life, and you're sitting there by yourself, do you think the fact that you can afford a few extra Gucci bags is going to genuinely make you feel happy? I was at my grandmother's 93rd birthday. I looked there. My grandmother had 9 children because there was my father and 8 more. They all had a bunch of kids, blah, blah, blah. I stood there and I looked at my 93-year-old grandmother, and there was a room, a whole room full with maybe 70 people that came from that one woman. Isn't that remarkable? That nobody cared about her career. Nobody asked what job she did. Nobody asked how many times she went to the club. Nobody asked if she had time to go to festivals. No, you had 70 sentient beings, including myself, full of life from one woman who dedicated herself to being a mother and a good wife. That is beautiful. And if you sit here and genuinely think that you're going to work your ass off through your fertile years and by the age of 54, you're not going to be suicidal alone with a cat, then you're dumb. You are dumb.
I'm not
You
saying
are
I
dumb.
want to
Perfect
comment.
plug here.
Hey, that was fire right there. I mean, that's facts. Yeah, that's
I agree with him. I
true.
agree with him, and we said the same thing, right? If you want to be single, you want to go get your bag, girl. You want your career first, and then later you want to settle down at the late age. Trust me, you won't. Maybe you have a chance even to have a child, and you're working so hard for who? For yourself only.
Yeah. And this is crazy, guys. Like, this used to be the goal. Right, like this used to be the actual like motivation for women and people in general back in the day. The crazy thing is that in the last just few decades, we've indoctrinated the modern woman to believe that her career matters more than that what he just said there. That just like is crazy to me that used to be what our standard is, and it still should be, right? The truth, which is family, kids, best outcome for kids, right? And then just in the last, because of, we've said this many times, guys, it's the feminist movement, right? It's the whole
The
women
media.
got equality. And I'm not saying that we should reverse that. I'm just saying that the lies that have been told to you and the masking of the truth when that whole thing went down has indoctrinated and so brainwashed the modern woman to believe that a career is more important than what he just said. It's just insane to me that's how fast that change happened.
And let me tell you another truth, guys. Whether you're a man or woman, if you only choose your career, you have no legacy, guess where your money's going to go back to? It's going to either A, you're working so hard to give your money away to whoever you're choosing, so why'd you work so hard for? B, you're giving it to Uncle Sam. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're giving it to the government. Because if you have no one to, if you signed a will, or just say you didn't even make a will. A lot of people don't even make wills, okay? And you didn't assign it to anybody, guess who gets that money? Most of the time, it goes to the government, straight into their pocket. So why'd you guys sacrifice all that hour, all that time to not hand anything down to anybody else?
Yeah, or you can
anybody else. Like I was
you
saying.
can donate to charity too. Yeah. But the point is, there's no person in your family that's going to get. There's no legacy.
No nothing.
There's no, no one's going to come and take care of you. There's so many downsides to what these women are saying.
Yeah.
And and the one common thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I think one of them was a little bit older, but you notice that the common theme though is that all these ladies are like in their early 20s, right? They just don't have the foresight. And it's crazy to me that kids and, young people nowadays, you guys don't have the foresight to be able to see this coming down the road,
Well, because the media, the government, everything else is just saying, focus on yourself. Just help yourself. Just do. And then if you're running out of money, well, we'll help you. No, but are they really helping you guys? They're not. They're not helping you. Okay.
No, I get that, but
that's what they're doing.
I get it, but the I guess just the naiveness, right? The ignorance of
they don't see it.
No, my point is you're so ignorant that you don't realize you're gonna get old.
Yeah, no. They don't realize
like
that.
You're that ignorant where you don't think you're going to get old.
No.
40, 50, you're gonna get wrinkly, you're gonna get gray hair,
No.
like you don't see that coming.
No.
You're that ignorant.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna live forever, like you're not gonna die.
Nope.
Wow, it boggles my
That's
mind.
that.
Right?
That's what they're seeing right now. So, no.
Invest in Chewy. Save yourself the heartache. Invest in Chewy. Stocks are going up. I'm telling you right now.
I'm not saying I didn't want kids. Like, I'm just saying in general, like for the question. If I had that, if I didn't have any kids,
But
that's what
not having kids would be the worst thing that could possibly happen.
But I actually do want kids. That's not the problem. I just want to be able to have kids without having a self.
You know what, Myron? You know what, guys? Fresh and Myron. I'm gonna do something I've never done before.
Okay.
Oh shit.
I gotta go.
Oh shit.
Okay, hold on a second before we it's getting to the end of the video, but this is the problem, right? So like, what she said earlier was like, well, I still want kids. I really do want kids, right? But I was just trying to say like, if I don't have kids, then this is kind of what
she has no plan.
Like my wife said, my wife knew at an early enough age that this is her outcome that she wanted.
Yep.
And the modern women, unfortunately, has been indoctrinated, has been brainwashed, has been lied to, whatever you want to use the word, right? To believe the opposite, to believe something completely different. So my point is, just like anything in life, if you don't have a goal set in mind, if you don't have a plan in place, how are you going to achieve the outcome that you want? Right? Nothing just happens free willy-nilly.
No. Just like,
right?
just like a dollar earned, it's a hard thing. So it's not like anything comes easy, people. Like everything has a plan. Everything have to have a purpose. You have to be inspired. Like I had a purpose. I've always wanted a family. I've always wanted a person who can understand me and be at my similar level. I don't care if you're a millionaire. I don't care whatever else, right? I don't care if you make 6 figures at the time. I wasn't choosing that. I chose a man who had similar beliefs, who had direction. That's what I wanted. Someone with belief, direction, and is a man, not a wuss, a real man. That's what I wanted. That's my expectations.
Let me add to that real quick, though. Like
that was my expectation.
Granted, no, I totally believe her. Okay. But see, this is where the man comes into play, guys. I mean, that is what my wife or a woman is supposed to bring. That this inspiration, this kind of this outcome of what you want, right? Family, kids, right, and like this prosperous thing. The man is supposed to bring the reality aspect to this relationship, right? We're supposed to bring the finance, right? So we understand the pragmatic, like this is how much money we need. So I get it. Like women sometimes they talk in these vague things like I want kids, but I don't know how much money kids are going to cost. Well, guys, that's where you as the man is supposed to come in. And I'm not saying that like, it's like women should be ignorant to this fact. I'm just saying that that's not the value that they're bringing. So sometimes I watch these videos, right? Whether it's, Fresh and Fit, whether it's Kevin Samuels, right? And I get it. He talks to these modern women, right? Because he wants them to understand, right? Like, hey, how much does a kid cost, right? $250,000, $500,000 in their lifetime to achieve, right? So you need this man that makes that much money. Yep. The reality, guys, is that because women technically aren't supposed to bring the finance to the table, you can kind of understand why they don't understand that reality concept, right? It's just that nowadays, obviously, women like think that they can bring that finance to the table, but they don't even understand the numerical value that it takes to achieve that, right? Yeah. So I just want to clarify that real quick, guys. As a man, we're supposed to kind of bring that pragmatic. Okay, hey, this wife that bring the fitness, the femininity and the fidelity to me. I will take care of the realistic outcomes of how to achieve that goal together, right? Okay, so that's kind of where I'm talking about, because the purpose is there. We both have the same purpose, but we're supposed to have our different things that we're supposed to bring to
our
the
different
table.
roles, and that's what we always say. You have to have your roles. A man's got his role, a woman's got her roles. So that's what we're trying to tell you.
But I agree. It's really funny when you ask modern women like how much does a kid cost and all these things, and it's like they don't understand. And it's funny that the reason why I'm bringing it up is it's funny that it's like a contradiction, right? Because you say you're going to bring finance to the table, but then you don't even understand financially what it takes to actually have the outcome.
Well, you guys don't have to be a rocket science genius on this one, okay? Where do you want to live? What kind of future do you want to give them? Then you can calculate that. How much does schooling cost? You can look it up. I mean, everything is in the palms of your hands. Google it up in your area. How much is a living standard? How much this? And then the other thing, woman, I need to tell you is, if you pick a man who truly loves you, treat him well, okay? He's not making 6 figures. Don't expect him to, you want all these lavish things. You're stretching him out. You're stressing him out. And you know what that means? He's not going to have that much time to spend with you and all that stuff. So don't ask for so much. Like, you want him to spend time with you. You want him to do all this stuff. But then you want him to have all these finance for you to travel, to go out with your girlfriends, to do all these things. You're expecting him to make $3 million when he only brings in $50K or $100K.
Yeah, you have to be realistic.
You got to be realistic. Yeah. Wake up. Correct. If you chose your man and he loves you and you love him, okay, it's a two-way street, women. And I'm getting tired of this. Like, why you want to stretch your man like way up here when you chose him when he's just in the middle here? Yeah. If you keep your man happy, he's healthy, trust me, he will be inspired to work hard for you. If you keep yourself in shape, you respect him, you have food on the table, your place is tidy, he will be inspired to come home to you. Okay? Yeah. And everything else. And I get fed up when women want everything, but they don't give anything to their man. Yeah. You don't keep him inspired. You're not in check. You're not in shape. Your place is messy. You don't dress well. You don't dress up. And then
you want this top tier man.
But you want these top tier.
It's one thing if you want, I guess, this is another video, guys. I didn't want to get into too much of what, going back to what men bring and what women bring, right? Because that's kind of what my wife's, is talking about. But you got to have realistic expectations, right? If you want this top tier man, you got to bring top tier value, right? If you want a $50K a year man, which is average, then you can bring average value. But we talk about all the time on these channels, right? Is that the average woman doesn't want an average man,
Yeah, but I'm just trying to say is don't expect him to leap here. The only way you're going to leap from a 50K or to $1 million, lady, play lotto. Okay, I'm sorry to say, play lotto. Yeah. And even if you play lotto, sorry to say, it's 0.00000 whatever chance you might win. Okay? Yeah. So that means you already spent most of your assets and money into the lotto. And guess who's winning? It ain't you. You're not winning. Okay? If you put lots of money into it, you're not the winner here. You're actually the loser. You know why? Because you're putting all your eggs and hopes into lottery all the time. Okay.
Once again, it's the whole.
Be realistic.
It's all the whole possibility versus probability.
We're not saying you can't play whatever else. You can. Your chances of winning is not. It's just something like to have fun a little bit, but don't put all your hopes in it. Treat someone around you, the one that's paying your finance, the one that truly love you well first.
That's another video though.
I understand, but I had to say it when,
correct.
I had to.
I can't handle anymore. I'm trying. They're all listening to nothing.
I saw your face. I was like, yeah.
He's like so fed up, he's just going to bounce.
There you go.
All these women are sitting there saying, oh no, I don't want to listen to a man. I don't want kids. I just want to watch Sex in the City and drink martinis and go on a beach.
There you go.
What kind of life is that? That's like the worst life. That's not even real.
That's cute.
That's not even real.
I never said I didn't want
now
kids.
they didn't say it. Everyone.
No, I really was going based off the question.
Pull it back.
You can pull it
The
back.
happiest women on earth have children and a man who's paying the bills and their mothers. The happiest people on earth. I guarantee it. Your mothers. Ask your own mother. Do you regret having me? She's gonna say, of course not. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. So now you're going to sit here and you're going to end your own bloodline? All your ancestors were out there surrounded by saber-toothed fucking tigers trying to survive on the streets out there in caveman days just to get to the final end where we have all the medical care and you can live in a nice warm house for your fucking selfish ass to say, no, I don't want kids. I'm too busy in the fucking strip club or going to fucking Mallorca to have a pina colada on the beach. It's absolutely insulting to your entire bloodline. Everything everyone above you has ever done and struggled for. All the times your grandparents went to work when they didn't feel like it, just for you to exist, for your selfish ass to say, no, me and my passions and my dreams and my shit drawings and my Instagram page is worth more than ever having children. You're a selfish fuck. Fuck that. You should all have kids. Sorry, Myron. Sorry, Fred. I'm done.
What? Yeah. I mean, that's why I like Andrew Tate, man. He's just, he just says the truth, right? And obviously he's very passionate about it, right? And he's obviously a very, aggressive person too, right? Like I said, he's, he's a 4-time world kickboxing champion, right? So, but no, the guy spits facts, and I agree with mostly what he says. I'm going to say something right now just because I don't know when's the next time we might watch another Andrew Tate video, right? But, obviously if you guys want us to react to more of his videos, let us know, right? But one thing I will say that I disagree with him on is that I don't know the man 100%, so I can't say this with certainty, right? But I would say that the purpose, right, is he's a high value man, and he obviously he's preaching family, he's preaching kids and that type of stuff, right? But the problem too is when you become such a high value person, but especially a man. It's like, you get to like the Leonardo DiCaprios of the world. You get into the, the George Clooney's of the world. Is your purpose really kids? Because sometimes you have this high standard, which you rightfully should, right? Because you've achieved this level of excellence as a man, right? It's kind of like, do you really want to settle down?
Yeah, I say you do.
And so I've watched some of his other videos, right? And then he wants the outcome. But I can see, too, that, it's hard for him to maybe even try to see if he can find the right women, especially in this day and age if you're looking at Western women, right?
There's always going to be a right woman if you guys, have hopes and, you choose your, if you have your sense of your value of what you want in the person, right? You'll find that right one. I mean, men, don't give up. women, you'll find the right one, but you have to be true to yourself. Okay, don't try to stretch from a 50K to like $2 million.
Well, my point, I guess, let me clarify what I just said. The key is like we talk about all these men that have super high values in terms of the metrics, right? You have your high fitness. He has it, right? You have your high finance. He has it. He's a multimillionaire, right? And of course, he has his high fame. He's the renowned world kickboxing champion, right? It's like you got to just make sure. And I'm not saying that he doesn't have this, guys. I've watched his videos to kind of like, so I'm trying to kind of, say this. But you got to make sure that you have the purpose, right? And I want to relate that because it relates to our channel, our message to you guys about the truth. You got to have the why. Right, we always say bring the why. That's the power, and the why is the truth. Right, which is your kids and the best outcome for your kids. So just be warned, guys. Like even if you achieve a high level of like metric value, like Andrew Tate, just make sure you're focused on the purpose, like he's stating there. Because I think what y'all said in that video was straight facts, right? And it's really kind of pushes what we've been trying to push out there, which is like. Family is important. Your kids are important, right? And that should be your goal. That should be your purpose, right? And so make sure you hold on to that because if you build your values super high, but you don't have that purpose, we've always told you guys this, you truly aren't alpha. Right? So, Andrew Tate, if that's his purpose, he is an alpha man, right?
Thank you, Andrew.
Right? But at the same time, as and rightfully so, because he's still young. I think he's in his 30s, right?
Well,
he's not married with kids yet. So once again, like we've always said, and this is not a diss on him, he just hasn't achieved it yet, and because maybe he hasn't found the right, woman, right? But until you actually achieve that success of having a wife and having kids, you haven't achieved alpha status, right? And so that's all I wanted to say. It's not to say that he's not alpha worthy or alpha like potential. He's definitely high value, but I just want to reiterate, guys, without that purpose, without the truth, you're not truly alpha. I just want to close on that. Okay.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Check us out next time.